They're playing basketball. Basketball.
It's time to strap in and get ready. The Insight NBA team is in the arena, bringing you the ultimate play-by-play on who's hot and who's not to help you win your leagues and dominate your mates. You're now hooping with your hosts, Matty G, Skiddy, and Mally for the Insight NBA show.
G'day and welcome to the Insight NBA show with me, Skiddy IFS, and I'm joined tonight by my AFL co-host and BBL specialist, Big Horse. How are you, mate?
My man, how good is this? We get to roll this back. We work together 2-3 times a week during the AFL season. NBA is your baby. I am not as smart or clued onto the NBA as yourself and G and Mally, but it's always nice to make a guest appearance and talk ball with my boy.
Hey, don't sell yourself any short. You're going really, really well in the leagues that you're in, I know for sure. Going very, very nicely there. So, and you have been able to watch a few games this week as well, which has been very, very nice for you. So we love to say that. So it's going to be good to just talk a bit of ball, pump up a bit of guys, because what we do best, Horse, especially on the AFL podcast, is pump guys up to be the best versions that they can. And that's what we do here on Pimp My Guys. But as we always say, Horse, day ones, we know what's up. Standard squeeze, our absolute legends. We love them. You can use promo code IFS15, as always, to get 15% off anything in store at the Standard Squeeze. Get involved with our day ones. You can find them on Instagram, Facebook, all the good stuff. They are legends supporting us. Horse, I mean, look, what else can we say?
No, they're ripping people. They've been with us since day one. And Standard Squeeze, we're repping the caps at the moment. We've got hoodies, we've got shirts, as well as our own Insight store. There'll be a link in the description below if you wanted to jump in and have a bit of a geezer. Oh,
mate, you mean this one here? The older week is piss be better. That's right. Buy our goddamn merch. You know how.
That's right.
You know how it goes. You know how it goes.
Absolutely.
So first of all, Horse, I think before we pimp some guys, I think the best thing that we do is we'll look at the rest of the schedule for the week just to let everyone know what's coming up. We obviously had the 11 today. That one tomorrow is a pain in the ass for people that do not have Jazz or Maverick players. Are you one of those people?
In all but one league, yes. I picked up Filipowski in one league.
Good.
And yeah, that's all that I have. I've stayed away from all things Dallas Mavericks.
Good.
I didn't get picks early enough to pick up Kyrie or Doncic.
Yep.
And with everyone else, it's a bit of a slippery slope with how performances can go. And then with Utah, we know that they're rebuilding. So it's, they're a tough squad to pick from as well.
Yep, absolutely, mate. You're not wrong there. But I think you've made the right call. When it comes down to Cody Williams or Kyle Filipowski, I think it's Filipowski. I just don't think Williams is there yet. He's not fantasy relevant. No. We've seen his last 3 games. I'm pretty sure he hasn't scored. So that's where it goes for that. But that's where we look at for that. As you can see on the board here, grab any of the Dallas players. I think, Quentin Grimes may be your best one for the Dallas Mavericks, and that's not good. Unless Kleber is around. If Kleber's around, because Washington's probably still out. So that could be the go there, if any. Horse, we like to keep ourselves accountable, me and Mally, on this show. So we want to show how we went last week from pumping guys up. Holmgren went from 111th to 73rd, then got injured, so that sucks for him. D'Angelo Russell is the first player this year that we were not able to pump up this week. He went from 142 down to 209th, and JJ Redick has benched him, so he's going backwards, which is not great. Cunningham's gone from 152 to 27th. You are welcome. Butler's gone from 160th to 340th, but he got injured in that first game, and I'm not really taking blame for that, but also too, I've got to cop that on the chin. That's just how it goes. Franz Wagner is an absolute beauty from this one, 183 to 17th. You are welcome, Franz Wagner owners. And Josh Giddey, 307th to 88th. Thank you. I've still got it.
Well done. And you've done well with that Franz Wagner pick. He's someone that, as you know, I traded for in one of my leagues.
Yes.
And I was expecting him to play well, but not at this level. He's ranked 17th overall in the past week, and I'm stoked, especially with in my 20-team league that I'm in, and having Kawhi sitting there and still sitting there at 2-1. I'm pretty happy just to get through at 500 until Kawhi gets back.
Yeah, absolutely. I do not blame out. We're just going to be riding that Franz Wagner until Paolo gets back. Look, and it's still going. It's not going to be bad, I don't think, but it's not going to be this high of highs. He has sky high usage at the moment. That being Franz Wagner. But Horse, I think it's time to pimp some guys. And first one, we're going over to a guy that has moved teams over the offseason, and maybe he's having a little bit of trouble fitting in his new place, and that is Julius Randle with the Minnesota Timberwolves, if I can get my button to work. Julius Randle, he is ranked 150th this week for the season. He's 104. Was hoping for a bit better than that, where people drafted him probably around the 70 mark. Points are down. Rebounds are actually up, which is okay. Assists are down. Steals and blocks are shithouse this week. Threes are a little bit down, but not too bad. Free throws are actually up, which is good, but field goal is down, and turnovers are not great for Randle. What are you seeing for Julius Randle for this week, especially, Horse?
I'll just cut straight to the point. Not much. So when we're talking Julius Randle, we're talking about a person who is very ISO heavy. And when you've already got someone like Anthony Edwards who's going to control the rock and going into a defensive scheme like Minnesota have under Chris Finch, it was always going to be a rocky fit right from the start. And I think it's just taken Randle a little bit longer to get accustomed to the way that Minnesota play to what owners would have hoped, alongside Gobert as well, which, you know what, Randle's probably number one go-to is using his bigger body in at the low post in order to get shots at the rim. When you've got someone who's got no range like Gobert creating the paint as well, it's making it harder on him to score.
Mate, you've hit the nail on the head there, and I think I've seen it so many times in Wolves games where it'll be a pick and roll with either Randle and Edwards or Randle and Gobert. Randle will drive. Gobert will just be standing there about this far away from him and being like, "What are you doing? Why are you running into me? What do you mean? Why am I running into you? Get out of my way!" But Gobert can't. That's the problem. So, yeah, I think it's going to take a little bit of. It's not whether Randle's going to be better. I think it's just going to be him more mixed with Gobert to be able to make sure that they run it right. Because Chris Finch has shown, hey, I'm happy to take Randle off and put Naz Reid in there and just let Naz go because Naz knows the structure of this team. So it's bad at the moment, but I feel like it's going to get better. Let's hope if you are a Julius Randle owner that is the case. We go to a guy whose team's been performing, but he's actually been underperforming, Horse, which is weird to say because he is the best player on this team, or he's close to being the best player on this team, one of the main guys on the team. We go to Houston, Freddie VanVleet. 170th this week. He's 75th for the season. Points are down low. Rebounds are actually all right. Assists are down. Steals and blocks are up. Imagine if he did not average 2 steals and 1 block this week because he could have been almost 300th. Threes are down. Field goals and free throws are dog shit. And Freddie, for being a point guard, is actually not too bad about turnovers. Horse, are you worried about how good Amen Thompson and Tari Eason are off the bench for the Rockets and that Ime Udoka does not give a shit who he puts on the floor about their minutes rotation?
No, you're right. He's just putting on whoever's performing, which this week was Amen and Tari Eason. They had a really good week, the both of them, who, you know, both of them outside the top 80 to start the year. But the way Amen Thompson is, if you've got a keeper league, go out and grab him and stash him for the next 10 years because this guy makes fast people look slow. He's unreal. And Tari Eason, he's just got an uncanny ability to get or just rack up steals. A bit like Bendigo's own Dyson Daniels, but not quite to that level.
God damn.
Mind you, I've got to throw in there, being a Bendigo local, mate, that he is averaging the most steals by any one player since 1972 when stats on steals were officially recorded.
Yes. Averaging 6.3 steals per game this year, Horse. The last time that a player has gone a 4-game span of having 24 or more steals, Robert Covington in 2015. So nearly 10 years old Dyson Daniels is absolutely taking the piss. And I'll tell you what, that trade for DeJounte Murray is looking pretty bloody good right now.
He's too busy putting money on himself to miss shots. Anyway.
So For people wondering, Tari Eason was actually the 38th ranked player this week. He's just been unbelievably good, and Amen Thompson
Balling.
61st. So the other thing that I'm noticing about the Houston Rockets is they'll have games where they obviously will feed Şengün, which is the right thing to do, but they're also having games where they're just so confident in Jalen Green now, and they are more than happy with having Green use the rock. He's having games where he's having good assist games as well, even though Fred still does it. But that is what made Freddie so good. I think he's going to come back. I just don't know if we're going to be able to get the, top 30, top 40 player that Freddie was. It seems like, would you say like maybe that 80 mark is probably more realistic for Fred this year?
I think those days are long gone. Yeah, when you got young depth players the way that Houston does. And remember, Cam Whitmore's in the G League, and he was cooking at the end of last year, so he's going to want to get his shit together. Otherwise, he may see even less minutes.
Bloody oath. And Stephen Adams there as well. Jabari Smith. Like, they have a very, very deep, solid 10-man rotation. Reed Shepherd. Oh, my God. Yeah. One man that is just down, and it's pretty obvious why this one horse, but we need to give him a pump up and get better. Jaylen Brown, finals MVP. Rank 174 this week, with the season of being 78, which is still a little bit down for him. But as you can see here, it's pretty obvious where he's down. He just needs a bit more of a pump up just to get him going. His points are pretty much the exact same. His rebounds are pretty much the exact same. His assists are pretty much the exact same. Steals are down slightly from 1 to 0.7. Blocks hasn't got 1 this week, so that's 0. Threes are at 2, so that's okay. The free throws, horse. We are circling in on these goddamn free throws. 8 free throws a game he is attempting, and he's hitting him at 68%, which is killing you if you have Jaylen Brown. Field goals are good at 48, turnovers 2.3. Last year, an anomaly for Brown as well, having low free throws. He had a great start of the year. Don't tell me this prick's going back to shooting free throws like shit again.
Yeah, I am a fan, but I'm not at the same time. It's quite clearly Jason Tatum's team, and sometimes I feel like Brown sort of tries to insert his authority and tries to take over a little bit where he shouldn't. So, I'm a little bit hot and cold on Brown. I think the free throws will come back, though. He's still a young player. He's got the bag. He'll be fine.
It's so weird to me because, 3 years ago, he shot him at 75. 2 years ago, he shot him at 76. Then last year, he was down at 70, which was just horrible. To start the year, he was almost at 800. Now he's back to 76% because he was at 68 last week. So he's so up and down. And also, too, horse, on this podcast, it's not Jason Tatum's team. Jaylen Brown's the finals MVP. It's Jaylen Brown's team.
Who?
He does what he needs to do. But, yeah, I think it's got to be something in the mind because taking that many free throws and then to go that well and then to just not, really hurts. It's got to be. And it hurts you so much being a Jaylen Brown owner as well, because if you are someone that cares about free throws, it's such high volume. You need probably like 3 of your other lower volume players to be able to counteract that free throw percentage that Brown is currently doing for you.
For sure.
Of course, I just want a quick one as well. We just got to bring up a couple of honourable mentions as well before we go into the last 3 guys that need a pump up. For one, Joel Embiid, only 1 game, but obviously coming back from the injury. 147th. We need better for a first-round pick in Joel Embiid. And then just a little one there for him. And then, horse, one that we brought up today, and it was maybe a bit of a preemptive pump up, but how good was Jordan Poole today? Because he was right on our radar today.
He was about to get creamed tonight, but he pulled his finger out and what did he score? 45 today?
I think 42 on about 70% shooting. Oh my God.
You saved yourself, Paulie.
He's I think he's top 10 for the year. Let me just double check that because he was horrible before that this year. Jordan Poole. So he's 17th again now. But yeah, geez, he was horrible coming into this week, and then he really pulled his finger out. Next guy that needs a bit of help. Now, the team is undefeated, horse. Oh my boy, days. I can't even speak. I'm so excited about how good the 13-0 Cleveland Cavaliers are looking right now. But Jared Allen has had the week from hell from a man that you'd be picking around, the 40s, 50s. 195th this week. For the season, he's been 52nd. He's been fantastic all season long. We are hearing that there may be a little bit of a leg injury that he might be playing with, but he's still been going around the 30 minutes per 30 minutes each night.
Yeah.
9.3 points is horrible. 8 rebounds is down. 1.5 assists is down. 0.5 steals is down. 0.8 blocks are down. He doesn't shoot threes, so who cares? Free throws down to 69. Field goals for a guy that's been averaging 70% on the year is down to 50 this week, and then 1.5 turnovers. Are you worried? Are we seeing much more from Jared Allen, do you reckon?
I think you'd be okay. I think Cleveland's just getting through at the moment because they're finding a way to win each game.
Yeah.
Like the last couple of games, it's been a bit dicey there in the third quarter, fourth quarter. But even like today, they're up 3. Donovan Mitchell had a wide open layup to seal it. He decided to pass it to the corner, trying to get his 10th assist, and then he just goes on a 10-0 run and wins it off his own back. So Cleveland are just finding ways to do it, and they're sneaky good. Like they're 13-0 by no coincidence. They're deep. Ty Jerome's been doing a fantastic job off the bench. Evan Mobley, his defense has been awesome, even though he hasn't been getting blocks in the last couple of games. Usually, if you got 2 premier big men, you'd see that they'd take away from each other. But I think Allen and Mobley work quite well, given that Mobley can stretch the floor and shoot the 3 when needed. Yep,
I could not agree with you more there, mate. That's what Gobert and Randle need to be able to do for the Minnesota on offense, and they just don't because they get in each other's way. But Jared Allen doesn't shoot threes, but him and Mobley work all right together. That's just how it goes.
That's right.
But you hit the nail on the head there, and the one name that you've got to bring up is Ty Jerome. Ty Jerome is the reason. Him and LeVert are the reason why Jared Allen hasn't been getting the insane minutes that he's used to this week, because they have been so good at hounding defensive at the point of attack that they're happy just to have Mobley out there. They're happy to play the 4 guards as well with Mobley. So, I think Allen's going to be all right. Let's just watch this leg injury. I mean, if you can sell high, then, that's buy low, then, by all means, you have a crack at Jared Allen.
But if you've got him, you're not selling him for anything under a top 50 guy.
Oh, hell no. Oh, I mean, 60 maybe, just depending on how the leg. But I wouldn't be leaning there. I wouldn't be panicking.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be panicking. I reckon you're right there. The percentages are going to come back up. So you're right there, Horse. Brandon Ingram is the next one, Horse. And has this been a fall where we thought we could get some real value for him? He's ranked 229th this week, season rank of 71. The points are slightly down, even though they don't have Zion, Jordan Hawkins, CJ McCollum, DeJounte Murray, Herb Jones, pretty much everyone on their list, and he still can't make a shot because his field goal percentage is at 38%. Good to see that his assists are up, but now we're not even sure about that. It's Brandon Boston Jr. who's been getting bulk assists. Steals are down, blocks are down, threes are up. Free throws, if he didn't shoot 100% from the free throw line this week, Horse, we could be looking at almost the 400th ranked player because 6 turnovers as well. Oh, my God. Ingram I don't know if he needs someone else there to help him out or he needs to just shore up his shot because, it's been a shit week.
I think that Brandon Ingram and Jalen Suggs are both going through the same thing at the moment where they've had better players who have been injured. The defenses are swarming to them more. They're rushing their shot. They're turning over the ball a little bit more. I think Ingram and Suggs, we'll throw Suggs in there as well, will be better as they get players back from injury. So if you've got them, don't panic. They will be better.
Mate, I think you've hit the nail on the head there again. Suggs ranked 224th. He is well down. And, they are very much swarming Ingram. That's what allowed Brandon Boston Jr. to be so influential on the passing 2 games ago. I think the other thing that's really hurting Ingram, obviously the field goals are killing him and the turnovers are killing him. A lot of the last couple of games for the Pelicans have been blowouts at the end, and they just have not they haven't brought Ingram back on for the games. They've just been well, we've lost. Screw it. It's done and dusted. So I think I think you're right. When people come back, we're going to be able to have less double teams on Ingram. It's going to be more of his game where he can just do his thing. The last guy that we need to touch base on tonight, Horse, is the number 2 overall pick, Alex Sarr. It has not been the week that we've been hoping for Sarr, but also, too, we are expecting this from some rookies. They do have down weeks. They fluctuate. They're still trying to get used to the NBA game, which is fair enough. Sarr ranked 256th season. He is 128. Points down to 9. Rebounds to 4 is horrible. Assist to 3 is okay. 0.8 steals. 1.5 blocks is still good, but down from his 2.8 average. Threes at 0.5. Free throw percentage at 600. Not great. Field goals at 31 is a killer. Turnovers at 1.8. Horse, are you worried about Sarr? Valanciunas off the bench is okay, so we know that they're really leaning into Sarr. Are we worried?
Be patient. You drafted him for a reason. You know that the Wizards are going to be horrible this year. He's going to get bulk minutes and bulk opportunity in the back half of the year. So if you had the agates to draft him and draft him early, you've just got to stick with him for now.
Yeah, I love that. And look, the blocks are still like 1.5 blocks. Even though it's down, it's still commendable.
You're still getting 2.3 stocks per game. Yeah, it's still not too bad.
Yeah, which is good. But we've all said rookies are going to really, really hurt your percentages this year, unless your name's fucking Jared McCain, who just goes up for 32 and 10 today. My God, did he look good. Can't wait to see his TikTok dance about that afterwards, I'll tell you that much.
Fingers.
All right, brilliant. All right, Horse, we'll finish off the show tonight. I'm just going to go with would you sell or would you hold? All right, Julius Randle, we selling or we holding?
Hold.
Love it. Freddie VanVleet.
If you can get top 70 value back, sell.
Love that from you. Jaylen Brown.
Hold.
Good. Jared Allen.
Holding.
Love that. Brandon Ingram.
Depends how long the injuries are. So I know Zion's a week-to-week proposition at the moment. DeJounte Murray's got another 2 weeks until he gets back. I'm holding for now.
Okay. So, yeah, we're just making sure that we are holding for now. But, yeah, I think if there's a top, maybe even, if we could get top 80 or so, I'd probably have a look at Ingram. But also, too, the good thing about Brandon Ingram is that he is one of those players that is like, I think he has like 3 position eligibilities. So that's what makes him more valuable than his rank actually determines.
Absolutely.
And then how about Alex Sarr?
Hold. 100% hold.
Yeah. Good there, mate. Absolutely love that from you. Mate, it's an absolute pleasure doing these ones with you. Always nice. Can't wait to get stuck into it. But how about when AFL comes back, obviously, which we've got coming up soon. And then tell us also what's going on with BBL.
Heaps. So the Brain and I, who, for those of you that don't know, played a little bit for Australia A and knows quite a few of these players on a personal level. We're pumping out our team predictors. So all of them are on YouTube and Patreon. The link will be below in the description. Click on there, click on BBL, and you'll get first look at who we think will be starting. Our teams, we both finished within the top 1,200 last year, hoping to go a little bit better this year and finish in the top 500. But for AFL, we've got a little bit coming up with AFL as well, with the AFL draft coming up next week and a show coming up Sunday evening. So I can't wait to get stuck into all of that. But for the meantime, mate, I just love watching NBA every day. It's my favorite time of year. Yeah,
it's absolutely beautiful, and it's a great time to be an NBA fan because, you know, everyone's just getting stuck around with it. You know, fantasy's still exciting. We're still trying to get trades going. So, but as we always say, you know, you drop into our Discord if you want to ask us any questions. You can add us on Twitter, wherever you like. Also, too, just a quick shout out to Tommy and Kizza in our Punters Club, Horse. They're still going in there. And Kizza's just rolling out with Eves Messi for $9.50 for a double-double today. And that was just ching. So jump on into our Discord because we got that running every day, apparently. Still, like, geez, couldn't believe it. But make sure you give us a like, give us a follow, all the good stuff. We bloody appreciate you all. Thank you for tuning in to the Insight Fantasy Sports Podcast.
See ya.